It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this 55th annual lectureship at the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA. In the life of a dean, there are days that are not so good, and there are days that are good, and then there are days that are just great. Today is one of those days. First, because we are here to recognize excellence at the highest level. And we do this once a year in the school through this special forum. And this year it just happens that excellence has taken the form of one of our own, Dr. David Eisenberg. We're going to have more time to applause. And you're going to hear more about Dr. Eisenberg in just a couple of minutes when Dr. Geffen introduces him. But something else happened today that certainly is going to aid us in advancing science and education and medicine and health. That is, this morning we announced an unrestricted gift to the school of $50 million. And unrestricted means just that. That as dean or the leadership, I would consult them, we get to use this, and we're using it mostly for research and education. Although this morning at the ceremony, I did announce that the chairs that were present would each get $1 million each. Kelsey was there, so I don't know if there are any other basic science chairs there, so Kelsey, you may get more than just your share of that. But in recognition of this really phenomenal generosity from this couple, Irma and Norman Switzer, we've decided to establish the Switzer Prize for Biomedical Discovery. Some of you are familiar with the Horowitz Prize for Biology or Chemistry from Columbia. Some of you are familiar with the Tubman Prize for Translational Science and Medicine from the University of Michigan. And so if you look at those recipients over the last 2 or 3 decades, they have truly been individuals that represent the pinnacle of what we think of when we think of science and scientific achievement and contributions. So it's in that tradition that we are establishing the Switzer Prize for Biomedical Discovery. And to get this started, I appointed a committee recently and asked them to identify an individual anywhere in the world. And the charge was to honor a scientific investigator, a group of investigators whose contributions in the broad field of biomedical science are deemed worthy of special recognition. The prize will consist of an honorarium and a citation that will be presented at a special presentation event. And I'm pleased that the committee has responded enthusiastically by recommending someone, and I'm going to use this forum to announce the first recipient. And the committee responded by describing the major contributions scientifically of this individual. And not only was it his groundbreaking discoveries, but also this person's major contributions in training scientists who have in turn made major impacts and contributions in biomedical science. They concluded by saying, this year's Switzer Prize in Biomedical Discovery is for an individual who has been a phenomenally productive and generous scholar and colleague, and we consider him to be an exemplary inaugural recipient of the Switzer Prize for Biomedical Discovery. He will set a wonderful standard for future UCLA Switzer Prizes. And so it's my distinct pleasure and honor to announce that this year's Switzer Prize winner is Dr. David Eisenberg.